All right, so I was explaining today that we're going to be working on the skin, so on touch, on the sense of touch. And I was asking participants to bring objects to use to touch their skin with. So it could be a soft object like a scarf, or I don't know, something soft like this, feathers, dried flowers. Maybe this is not as soft. So you can also have objects that are a little bit more pointy, not too pointy. Pen, or Réjean, what did you have? A ruler.
A ruler.
Yeah, things like that.
And a paintbrush? No.
Yeah, paintbrush. Yeah, a brush for painting. Yeah. So I'm gonna go and grab my objects right now. Joe is coming back. Should probably be back in 1 minute. All right, 1 second. Okay. Ok, super. Ben, j'en fais juste ça. Je vais prendre ça aussi. That's it. That's good. Okay. All right, cool. Somebody's doing exercises. Joe is moving at the same time. Awesome. I didn't know you were here, Joe. So, okay, perfect. So we will start playful. Let's take one soft object. You can be in any position. You can be lying down, sitting, standing up, whatever you want. Yeah, and if you have like a shirt that you can remove, feel free to do that. You know, if you want to undress more, feel free also to turn off your video and play with that. So we're going to take the soft object and just play with touching the object to our skin. Yeah. And you can do it in any part of your body. It doesn't have to be the arm. Yeah. And maybe you can even do it the face. So you can close your eyes if you want. And it's really just to feel the sensation of the touch of that object on your skin. So you may want to slow down a bit the motion so you really have time to register the touch. Yeah, and at first, it can be nice to just receive the touch. You can go faster if you want. Just being playful. And it can be also interesting to change the parts of your body, of your skin that you're touching, to notice, okay, this part is a lot more sensitive. I feel it a lot more or less than another body part. Yeah. And as you're continuing to do that, now you can start also to maybe find ways for yourself to describe the sensations that you're feeling, just for yourself. Like, is it tickling? Is it soft? Feels maybe like a cloud. Any description is good just for yourself. Yeah, and you can go to your feet, you don't have to stay in the upper body. You can go to any part. Oh, yeah, my feet, I don't feel anything almost. Too much callus.
Did you walk so that much? How come?
Are you barefoot from dance also?
Yeah, you're always barefoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. And then when you're done with that object, switch to another one. and just different, just a different object. It doesn't have to be the opposite sensation, just different. And it can also be like, if it is a big object, it can also be moving your hands, bringing your body to the object instead of bringing the object to you. So you can be bringing your body to the object. So I'm going to move away from the chair. And really let your curiosity guide you in this. Like a child, just playing, feeling the different sensations. Be curious. And also find your comfort. Let it be something that's nourishing you, that's making you feel good. And I know some objects have like a connotation to them. You know, they remind you of some past experiences that you've had with that particular object, or an object that is similar to the one that you had. But see if you can bring yourself more to the moment, so it's the present, and just be there with the sensations, with the object as it is right now. And the memories or images will be there. So I'm not asking you to erase them, like to negate them, but just don't hang out too much in those memories or those images. So they're just kind of passing through your awareness, your mind. Yeah. And whenever you're ready, you're going to go to one last object. And here, let's choose an object that is perhaps contrasting to the one that you just did, you know, as best as possible. Doesn't have to be the exact opposite, but contrasting. And yeah, start to use that object to receive its touch on your skin. And even if it is a, let's say, an object that is like more pointy or has more edges, start with a touch that is not too jarring. So something that you will enjoy. And then later, when you feel okay with it, when you feel ready, you can play with different types of touches that might be a little bit more surprising. But at first, give yourself the time to build kind of your trust with this object, with the touch of this object. And as you receive the touch, also notice how the rest of your body reacts. So you might feel like the rest of your body wants to participate or is engaged in that receiving of the touch, even though you might not be touching the whole body. But you might notice that it kind of wants to feel it too, or experience it too. Or maybe you will have a different experience. But just, yeah, pay attention to how your body is responding. Yeah, and especially as you move to playing with different types of touches from the object, you know, some more surprising touches or more, how can I say, touches that are closer to pain than pleasure, let's say. Yeah, notice how your body reacts. Notice if there is a sense of wanting to bond with that experience, with that touch, or if there is kind of a sense of wanting to block it. And feel free to change the quality of the touch at any time. Yeah, you can even go up to your scalp. Great. And when you are feeling like you're done with the exploration with that particular object, you can put it away. And then we're going to use our own hands to touch our body. So it's, you know, in a way, it's your own body touching your own body, your own skin touching your own skin. So yeah, we'll just start doing that. So it's a simple, simple stroking of your own body, especially where you have skin that's exposed to the air. Feel free to move your hands wherever you want. And yeah, observe how this touch that you're receiving from your own self, how it changes. What I mean by that is every time you move your hand to a different part of your body, the sensation changes. And the quality of the touch, almost like the energy of your perception of the touch changes. And it has to do with how sensitive one part of your body is more than another. So for example, when I touch my forearm, there's even a big difference if I touch the back of my forearm or the inner part of my forearm. pay attention to how it makes you feel when you touch different parts of your body. So it starts to build your awareness more in detail to differentiate between specific parts of yourself, specific parts of your body. So even if you were to do it with your eyes closed, you would be able to tell where you're touching. And what I love also about the skin is that it is at the same time the boundary of our physical body. So it really tells us where our body physically stops, where it meets the outside, and where it starts, where it meets the inside of your own body. So it has those two faces, two facets, two sides. An outer side that's in touch with the world outside, and then a facing that is towards the inside of your body, towards your flesh, your fat, fluids, etc. Yeah. So for the next minute or so, I'm gonna put on some music for background. Feel free to move as much as you want to the music, or to stay, in a more quiet physical place, so you're not moving as much. Really, you choose, you decide. But as the music goes and you do your own exploration, it's really to be paying attention, exploring how you can have a sense of your boundary through your skin, receiving the touch of the outside world. So receiving the touch of the air, or receiving the touch of the floor, whatever surface that you're in contact with. So that's one. And then the other is also to pay attention to the touch that you receive from inside towards the inner surface of your skin. Yeah. So that is the task, really. And it's an exploration. Play with it, just enjoy it for yourself. Be curious, let your intuition guide you with this. So I'm gonna put some music now, and we'll do that for probably about 2 minutes, depending on the song. Yeah, let's try this one.
Je voudrais du soleil vert, des dentelles et des théières, des photos de bord de mer, dans mon jardin d'hiver. Je voudrais de la lumière, comme en Nouvelle-Angleterre. Je veux changer d'atmosphère, dans mon jardin d'hiver. Ma robe est loin, l'âge tendre, nul ne peut nous entendre. Je voudrais du Fred Astaire, revoir un latte coère. Je voudrais toujours te plaire dans mon jardin d'hiver. Je veux déjeuner par terre, comme au long des golfes clairs, t'embrasser les yeux ouverts dans mon jardin d'hiver. Ma robe à fleurs sous la pluie de novembre, tes mains qui courent, je n'en peux plus de t'attendre. Les années passent, qu'il est loin, l'âge tendre, nul ne peut nous entendre.
And then in the next minute or so, find a way to end your exploration. Great. And just for yourself, see for yourself which parts of your body that maybe you've kind of bypassed with your attention or didn't pay attention to. So as you were moving and exploring your skin, you were probably feeling the sensations, the touch in specific parts of your body. And often we don't think or we don't feel all the parts of our body. So perhaps to start, notice the ones that you felt the most. So for example, for me, my neck, the sides of my neck is an area that I often will put my attention to. My arms. But I'm noticing for myself that my chest, for example, and that part between the chest and the abdomen, I barely put my attention there, actually, to feel this touch of the environment, whether inside or outside. So for yourself, kind of identify those places that you usually pay attention to, especially as you did your exploration with the touch. And then from there, notice the parts that you ignored. Yeah. And you always have, your own free will or your own, how can I say, comfort level to take your attention one place or another. And what we're going to do for the next little bit is that we're going to lie down. I'm going to lie down in a comfortable position. And we will spend some time with those places that we don't pay attention to often with the touch. And then we will end the class with just some free dancing or moving with some music just to get us moving a little bit more. All right, so that's the plan for the rest of the class. So now just go ahead and lie down. You can be on your back, on your side, on your front, wherever you want. You can have one of the objects that you use if you want next to you or beside you or you know, under you or something like that. So find your comfort, really be comfortable. And for yourself, you can either place your hands on one part to start with of your body that you know you've identified as being one that you haven't paid attention to. Or you can do it without the hands. And I'm going to invite you first, if you are putting your hands on your body, to just let your hands settle on that body part. And the rest of your body also releases. So you can really feel the weight of your body sinking down to the ground. And once you have that, when you feel ready for yourself, or you feel that your weight is settled and your attention is with you, then you're going to guide your attention and place it on that part of your body that you want to connect to, either through the touch of your hands or simply with your awareness. And there, you're going to allow yourself to feel the touch, either of your hands, if you're using your hands, on that body part. Or if you're not using your hands, perhaps the touch of your clothes on that body part. Or if that part is exposed to the air, then you're going to feel the touch of the air on that body part. It's an invitation to your own cells to meet the surface that your skin is touching. An invitation to the cells of the skin of that body part to meet the surface that it's in contact with, whether it's clothes, your own hands, the air, floor, or the object that you have with you. And as best as you can, try to put very little effort in this. It's really just an invitation. Whether the touch is registered or not is not up to you to decide. You're just opening up the possibility of receiving that touch and becoming aware of it. And notice how that makes you feel. What your state of mind is like. Just allowing yourself to be receptive with no agenda. Breathing as you would breathe normally. And if you want, and you feel like it's the right time, you can move your attention now to a different body part that is also one that you ignore or that you feel that you haven't touched on in the exploration that you just did earlier. And you can repeat the same thing. So either placing your hand to be in contact with that body part, or just letting the air be in touch with it, or the clothes that you have on to be in touch with it. And then inviting your cells to meet the surface that it's in contact with. And with your own attention, you're just present, holding the space for yourself. No rush. Minimizing the doing and just being, really, being present. And when you feel ready, you can stay here longer if you want. But when you feel ready to transition, you can give your body a nice long stretch, like you're waking up from a nap. And then you would roll to one side and come to standing. If you want to start that way, your movements, your dancing, which I'll tell you more about in a second. So for the last 5 minutes, This will be simply a moment for you to integrate all of these things that we've played with, all of these explorations that we've touched on. So it's really for you to revisit any of the things that we've looked at, or to allow your curiosity to take you somewhere else, but really just as a way to integrate the material, integrate all of this. So you can be dancing, or you can be sitting, you can be writing even if you want, you can be talking to yourself, however you feel like you need to integrate this. You can sit and meditate, whatever you want. So I will be putting some music right now. You can continue without music, just for a minute or so, to find your way to integrate all of what you've discovered, what you received. And the next 30 seconds or so, you'll find a way to close this moment, and we'll return together to the screen. So it is 12. Can you hear me? Okay, good.
I'm turning my volume up.